versus film.
So Lights Out is a new horror by Uber producer James Wan, the man that made such classic horror movies as The Conjuring 1, 2, brought us the Saw franchise, Dead Silence, Insidious 1 and 2. I mean, the guy pretty much knows horror, and he's brought with him David F. Sandberg, the man who made this really effective kind of short that went viral, got him the job of making like a feature movie, and this is it. This is what he's come out of, and it's based on the short. I'm kind of stuck between really liking it and really disliking it. The concept itself is really fantastic. So there's this kind of demon, monster, something or other, some spooky wookie from the supernatural, and whenever there's shadows it can move about, and whenever there's light it can't appear. So if you're in bright light, if you're in artificial light, you are fine. If you're in shadows or the light goes out or your candle blows out, oh, you're in for a tough time of it. And there is some really effective creepy moments built up by using this, and it's got to be admired, these kind of moments. And I had no problem with that. I liked the scare factor, I liked the creep factor, I thought it was really good, I liked everything about that. The main problems I had with the actual movie itself was the story. Everything was story based and it just didn't come together in a cohesive whole the way I would have liked it to. So you've got a family at the core of this story. So you've got the absentee daughter who's moved out, you've got her young stepbrother, you've got the mother who is suffering through some mental issues at the moment, and you have a stepfather who gets an untimely death right at the start of the movie. They're basically plagued by this monster. The monster who is given the name Diana throughout, and a backstory that just never quite ties up with what's happening. So fair warnings, if you haven't seen Lights Out, I'm going to spoil some aspects of it that just I need to get out. So if you haven't seen it, I'd say if you like decent scary horror movies, go and see it. If you're not really too bored about the story, you're going to enjoy this. It's 81 minutes, you're in, out, it does what it says on the box. Good times to be had. If you're looking for something a little bit more, if you're looking for a little bit more of a cohesive story or something that tallies up, then this isn't the thing for you. So 3, 2, 1, spoilers ahead. We find out in the movie that Diana is tethered to the mother in the story because they were both, well, Diana used to be an actual person in a psychiatric home along with the mother of the family when she was a young girl, and she kind of latched herself to her. I mean, an experiment goes wrong, she turns into this kind of weird demon type thing, but is still tethered to the mother of the story. And they state that very fairly early on, that the demon Diana is tied to the mother, and by the end of the movie it's even more apparent. What I couldn't understand was the rules of this particular creature. So Diana is, like I said, tethered to the mother, but yet can travel long distances, go and kill the stepdad, can travel over to the daughter's house, scare the crap out of them, can go anywhere it wants, pretty much, which, you know, if you've got to imagine if they're connected to the mother, they're kind of going to have to be roundabout nearby her. It doesn't quite work as that. They feel like they've got a really good premise. I mean, they've tried to flesh out the story. It's not quite tied up. And somebody's obviously seen the Babadook and thought, I know what we can do. We can tie this to sort of mental illness. People love that in the Babadook, and people will really like our movie because of that. And it doesn't quite work because it doesn't have the same duality that was in the Babadook. They try to say that it could be affected because of mental illness, but they don't leave any guesswork as to, is this really happening? Is it not really happening? Diane is very real from the start of the movie, so you don't have that. Is it all in their heads? Do they all have a family trait of mental illness? This is going to run through the generations. It's just a statement of fact straight off the bat. Diana is real. Diana is a monster trying to hurt them. They have to stop it in the end. It just kind of annoyed me, that. And so ultimately I wasn't really sure about the rules of the demon. Because it's tied to the mother's psychosis, you're like, where has it been for the years that it's been gone? Has it always been tied to her? Is it only when she becomes psychotic that her mental illness brings this thing to life, which seems to be the rules of the movie? But then, like I said, it can move freely, it can do whatever it wants. It's too much going on. It's trying to be a little bit too clever, it's trying to be a little bit too deep, and it loses all the focus on that. The movie's also extremely short, which is good for a horror movie, but in the theatre I was in, there was folk laughing at it as well, which kind of detracted me from it. And I could understand why they were laughing at certain scenes, because they didn't make cohesive sense. They were kind of silly. But like I said, it's got this other side where it's really creepy, and the scares are pretty good, and the demon's pretty good to look at and unique, and does these weird noises, and the lights on and off is a great touch for the demon moving. So I walked out of the movie really liking one aspect of it and really hating the story aspects of it. I don't think I'm really going to go back to Lights Out. One and done for me. kind of glad I saw it. I'm by it already. I'm going to give it 2 out of 5. It's not the best horror movie I've seen recently. I'm hoping to see more as we get into the horror season. And that's what I thought of Lights Out. So you let me know in the comment box below what you thought of Lights Out, and I'll see you next time on Man vs Film. So thanks for watching that video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you notice on screen, there is 2 more videos that you can click and watch at your leisure. There is also a large subscribe button at the bottom of the screen. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, I will forever be in your debt. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time on Man vs Film.